hada roho shariro amin. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen. Great supper, everybody. Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. May God bless you and protect you and be with you. It's a very blessed Sunday to see a lot of people for a long time. I didn't see them, and of course it is very blessed Sunday to gather all of us around the table of the holy altar, getting ready to receive his body and the blood for our forgiveness. So we thank him, and I thank everybody who came this morning to participate with us in this holy liturgy. Whenever we begin our prayer, we should give thanks to the Almighty One, because he is the one, he gave us his life. And by giving us his life on the cross, when he lied himself on the cross and died for every one of us, he was teaching us the ultimate meaning of the giving, the pure giving, the giving that based on love only. And also we, as his children, as his beloved children, we should also thank him back by learning this virtue, the virtue of giving, the way that the Bible was telling us this morning when Jesus saying that Jesus was sitting front of the treasury of the temple, and he saw people giving their donation, their good deeds, of course, for the house of the Lord and to help poor and needy people. And while he was watching that, the Bible said that there was a poor or a very poor widow that also she wanted to participate by giving what she can. But then we can see the story that this poor widow, she gave all she had, everything she had in her pocket, she donated to the house of the Lord. Even it was a little bit, it was only, the Bible explained that we can understand like 2 pennies, and compare these donation or this giving with the hundreds or thousands of the other people who gave, it's nothing. But we can see that Jesus praised this widow and this poor lady because, like the Bible says, she gave all that she had. She didn't keep anything. And here Jesus teaching us, when we give, we should give not from our leftover, but we should give out of our need. And the only verse, and this is an information for us maybe to memorize, the only verse that is mentioned in the book of Acts, and it says that Jesus said, while it's not mentioned in the four gospel, it's verse that took from book of Acts 20:35, when St. Luke, he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. So it is more blessed for me, for my life, when I give than when I receive. And here Jesus, while he was talking to his disciples and the scribes and the Pharisees were there, he was teaching them something very new about the giving. The giving is not about how much we give, rather than how we give. Because this woman, she did not ask people to praise her, even she gave a little bit, don't forget that. And she wasn't looking for people to tell her, good job you did. By the way, the boxes that was on the temple of Solomon, there was 13 donation boxes. And those boxes were made from copper. And the top of this box, it made like big plot, and then it goes down very narrow. So when people used to put their donation, the more you put, the heavier things you put, the more noise will make while your money going down to this box. So the higher voice you hear from the donation box, the more people they know that this person who put this donation or this giving, it's bigger or big amount of money. So we can imagine that this poor widow, when she put maybe something did not make noise, even though Jesus praised her more all those people who put. Why? Because the Bible teaching us when Jesus was giving the Sermon on the Mount, he said, but when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. I think this is very important lesson to all of us. When we do charitable deeds, when we do good things, when we help, we should do it silently. Because we do it to thank God, not to do it to gain praise and glory for ourselves. I was reading the interpretation of this verse. Does it really mean when you do something in your left hand, don't allow your right hand? Left and right, they don't know anything. The mind only knows. But the fathers of the church, they say that when you do things out of your love, left side, your heart, don't allow that emotion, that love that drives you to help, to drive your mind, which is on the right of your heart, to know anything and to look for praise or people to thank you for that. Most of the fathers of the church, they say, so when you do charitable or you help or you give, do it silently and don't allow your emotion or your personal ego to look for praise for people, because then you will lose the reward up there in heaven. Here, God will reward you, because he said, if you give a little one of my children cup of water in my name, God will reward you. So he won't forget when you help his house or the house of the Lord or the needy. By the way, when I was in Egypt, I learned something I like it. There they don't call the needy or the poor people, they call them like what I said. They call them the brothers of the Christ. Ikhwat, the brothers of the Christ. Not to insult those people when we say poor or needy, but rather we honor them when we say that you are the brothers of Christ, which is when I help one of these, I help Christ himself. So that's why Jesus, when he was looking what happening there, people putting money and helping, and by the way, when we talk about giving, we don't talk only about money, because the money maybe is the last thing God will look for. God will look how much you can give from your heart to love him, how much you can give time. Imagine all of you, I think, works 5 days, if not 6 days a week, and I think the minimum is 40 hours to provide to yourself and to your family good living. But have you think about how much you have also to give God, to thank him for what he gives you from health, family, being a Christian, to thank God for what he did on the cross for you. If you give from your time every day, 10 minutes, God will appreciate that and will bless you for this. So to be giver person, to give, it's not only about the money. It hurt me when I see some people, I tell them, I miss you, why you don't show up in the church? After we finish our meeting, they give me money. They say, Runa, this is for the church. What you're doing, you try to keep me silent. I don't look for your money. God doesn't need your money. God needs your heart. Give me your heart and I will show you my way, the Bible says. Give time to help others, not only to read Bible, to come to the church, to receive communion, but also give time to help needy people and to help in the church committees. We have choir, we have deacon, we have ladies auxiliary, we have committees, we have Sunday school, youth. We have a lot of activity. Have you think that how much you give to those? I really appreciate all those people who commit time and they don't miss the church because they know very well to give God, it means not only the money way or the financial, but also to serve Him in different aspects that the church needs. So when Jesus was talking and praising this lady, he was not talking about how or what you give, but the way you give. And this poor widow, she gained the praise of the Almighty One by telling that this woman, she gave more than anybody else. Even that those they gave 1,000, yet this woman, she was able to receive praise from the Lord. And we have a quote or parable in Arabic. We say that the giving, it's going to be based on your love. So when you give out of your love, God will accept and reward and bless you for this. But the giver of the loved one, it doesn't make big difference. But the love that you do or you offer when you give, this is what will be count or will consider for you. Because all of us, let's say I have my son, my beloved one, my father, my brother, whom I love a lot. When he has or she has a birthday, I will give the most thing maybe I can do to show how much I love. This is the gift of the loved one. But the love that came out of your gift, this is what will give you, which is when you give out your need. You give something precious, not because worth a lot, but because you give it from all your heart. And that's why Jesus, he was talking about this poor widow highly. And now the question for all of us, when I give time to spend with God, to myself, to help others, financial things, do I do this out of my love, or I just do it to maybe gain good reputation from others? The question we need to answer on this question, because the way we answer, we will see how much we do things or we give things, or the way we give it, or if we will be blessed because of this helping or not. May God bless you all and bless your life and bless your family. And don't forget that God doesn't need our money. God needs our heart. And if we give Him our heart, everything else will be easy for us to do financially, time, come to the church. It will be resolved to the Spirit of God that dwells within us. Not it's going to be as duty we do it because we are Christian. No, but because I am true believer in Jesus Christ. May God bless you all and be with you and protect you and protect your family. بشمدابه دبره ودروحه وقديشه الحايد العولم علمين. آمين.